Hello friends, welcome to UPSC Logics, and this is the quick revision series of the Vedas and the Vedic society. Has been done in one-liner revision format and it is a detailed video on all the questions of Vedic society which are important. So contains over 150 questions from all areas of the Vedic society. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Rig Veda refers to Munjavant as a source of Soma drink. What was Dasrajna? Battle of 10 Kings. Match the tribes. Northwest India was Alinas, Bhalasenas, Gandharis, Paktas, and Vishnanins. Sindh of Punjab was Anus, Dhruyus, Kekayas, Shivas, Trovasand, and Yadus. Haryana and Western UP were Bhartas, Purus, and Shriyas. Bihar and Eastern UP were Chandelas, Kikatas, Kirtas, Parnakas, and Simyus. Occupational rather than birth-based division of society is found in which mandala of the Rig Veda? It is the ninth mandala of the Rig Veda. What was the period of the Rig Vedic age? 1500 to 1000 BC. What was the period of later Vedic age? 1000 to 600 BC. The painted grey ware belonging to 900 to 500 BC have been found in Haryana. Regular iron was used in 800 to 750 BC onwards from Malwa. The chief of the clan was also known as Raja, Vispati or Gopati. Rig Veda is a collection of hymns by priestly families. Rig Veda economy was pastoral economy. The tribes were divided into Jan, Vis and Kul. Political organizations during the Vedic age were Sabha and Samiti. During the early Vedic age, caste system was not fully developed. There were only three castes, Brahmin, Rajanya and Vaishya. The earliest Janpadas before the Buddhist Janpadas were Kuru, Panchal and Videha. Elaborate ceremonies that were performed during the later Vedic age were Ashwamedh, Vajpaya and Ratnavamshi. Who noticed similarities of words of Sanskrit and various European languages? It was Filippo Sassati, who suggested in the year 1786 that there was a mother language and all languages were derived from it. Sir William Jones, who called the language Aryan but not the race. Max Muller, who identified the language with the race and thus set off a controversy. It was Penka. When was the Rig Veda orally composed? 1500 to 1000 BC. Which other religious books have language similar to Sanskrit? Jain Avesta. Main tribes of Aryan were Hythes, Indo-Aryans, Iranians, Kassites, Mitannies, and Greeks. Who makes reference to Aryanists as one of the races living in India? Megasthenes. Which books gives ample evidence that the worshippers of Indra were called Arya and were different from their enemies based on the color of their skin? It is the Rig Veda. Black-skinned people were also known as Dasyus or Dasas. Who wrote Arya Prayan Shudra? Kautilya. Number of times horse and chariot have been used in Rig Veda? 215 times. Number of times the word go for cow has been mentioned? 176 times. The Vedic period people prayed for horse, praja and pashu. Evidence of horse riding appears in Kali plains of Baluchistan between 1800 to 1300 BC. Remains of horse and horse accessories have been found in Gandhar grave culture in Swat Valley in Pakistan, Sarkodada. Wheeled wagons made their appearance in the Harappan culture after 2500 BC. Cattle sacrifices in the Vedic period were known as Pashubandh. Which books gives evidence of sacrifices of cattle, horse, sheep, and even that of pigs? It is the Satpat Brahmana. Which animals have been called as unfit for sacrifices? These are important persons, Gaur, which means buffalo, Aranya, which means wild animal, Ustra, camel, and Sarba, elephant. who found the remains of animals in the fire altars but said it did not prove that sacrifices were prevalent in the society. It was S.R. Rao. Lothal. When did the Som cult first appear? 1800 BC in Turkmenia, also called Home in Avesta. Which book provides for collection of bones? Is the Sroth Sutra and Greh Sutra. Which book provides for burial of bones and erection of samshana on top of it? It is the Satpat Brahmana. Which book tells us that animals were burned with dead bodies? Rigveda and Atharvaveda. Which animal was burnt with the dead body according to Rigveda? It is the goat. Which animal was burnt with the dead body according to Atharvaveda? It is the ox. What indicates that Brahmins must be burnt with meat and fish to please their forefathers? It is Apastamba Dharma Sutra. Who declared that wife and son are property of a man of the house? Manu. Sacred or divine knowledge that was merely revealed to the rishis? Shruti. What were these sages called to whom these sacred incantations were revealed? Mantra Dasht. What were the Vedas called because of their being of divine nature? Aparishya or Nitya, meaning which cannot be destroyed. What is the Vedic literature divided into Samhitas and Brahmanas? Brahmanas are further divided into Brahmanas pure and simple, Aryankas and Upanishads. The collection of hymns sung in the praise of Vedic gods is known as Samhitas. Samhitas are divided into Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda and Atharvaveda. How many hymns does Rigveda consist of? 1017 hymns known as Suktas and 11 Vilaknas or Valkhyas. Rigveda is further divided into 10 mandalas, which of them are known as family books? Mandala 2 to Mandala 7. Who has composed Mandala 2 to 7 or the family books? It's Gristmada, Vishwamitra, Vamdev, Atri, Bharadwaj and Vashisht. Latest works is contained in Mandala 1 and 10. The oldest and the most important of all Vedas is the Rig Veda. What are the hymns called that throw a light on the political, social and economic aspect of the period? Dana Stutis, famous Gayatri month composed by Vishwamitra and devoted to solar deity Savitri, is contained in Mandala 3. Origin of Indian music can be attributed to Samveda. Number of hymns that are original to the Samveda are 1549. Total number of hymns in the Samveda are 1810. How many hymns have been borrowed from the 8th and 9th mandala of the Rigveda? 75 hymns have been borrowed. What is the priest called who chanted these hymns at the Som sacrifice? It was the Udagatri. Samveda is also called the Book of Chants. What contains the rules or mantras to be observed at the time of sacrifice? It is Yajurveda. The priest connected with the following rules is Ardhvayu priest. Which two royal ceremonies are mentioned in the Yajurveda? It is the Rajsuya and Vajpaya. Yajurveda is further divided into Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Which is the older of the two? Krishna and contains both hymns and prose. The four Samhitas belonging to Krishna Yajurveda are Kataka, Kapisthala, Katha, Maitreyan and Taittiriya. The Shukla Yajurveda consists of Vajrayanai Samhita. What contains charms and spells to ward off evil and diseases? It is Atharvaveda. Which Veda is connected with the Kshatriya class and contains two hymns on war drums? It is Atharvaveda. Atharvaveda is considered to be a work of non-Aryans and throws light on belief and practices of non-Aryans. Atharvaveda is divided into Paplayada and Sonaka. Sonaka is divided into 731 hymns divided into 20 books. The treatises related to prayers and sacrifice are known as Brahmanas. Brahmanas deal in science of sacrifice. Brahmanas belonging to Rigveda are Atriya and Kaustiki. Brahmanas belonging to Samveda are Tandamaya and Jaiminaya. Brahmanas belonging to Yajurveda are Taittiriya and Satpata. Brahmanas belonging to Atharvaveda is Gopata. Vratsoma or ceremony for the inclusion of non-Aryan into the Aryan fold is contained in the Tandamaya Brahmana. Information on sacrifices, ceremonies, theology, philosophy, manners, and customs of the later Vedic age are provided in the Satpata Brahmana. Atriya and Kaustaki of the Rigveda are used by the invoking priest known as Hotri. Tandamaya and Jaiminaya of Samveda are used by the chanting priest called Udagatri. Taittiriya and Satpata of the Yajurveda are used by the officiating priest called the Ardvayu. These are also known as forest books that deal in mysticism and symbolism of sacrifice and priestly philosophy. Aryankas. Pragni Hotra or fire oblation through breath is contained in the Kaustaki Ayankas. Philosophical texts dealing with topics like universal soul, the absolute, the individual self, the origins of the world are contained in the Upanishads. They criticize the rituals and laid stress on the value of right belief and knowledge. Upanishads. 12 most important Upanishads are Atriya, Kaustaki, Chandogya, Kena, Taittiriya, Katha, Shveswavatra, Brihandraka, Isa, Mundaka, Prasanna, and Mundaka. So your Satyamev Jayata is contained in the Mundaka Upanishad, and most of the times they give Mundaka as well in the option, so don't get confused, it's Mundaka. Atriya and Kaustaki belongs to the Rigvedas, Chandogya and Kena belong to Samveda, Taittiriya, Katha, Shveswavatra, Brihanka, Isa belong to Yajurveda, Mundaka, Prasanna, Mundaka belong to Atharvaveda. There is a higher and lower knowledge. This can be clearly known from the Upanishads. A clear distinction between the higher knowledge of the Brahman and the lower knowledge of the empirical world has been mentioned in the Mundaka Upanishad. The idea of rebirth is given in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Chandogya Upanishad. The doctrine of cosmic self or Vaisvanara Atman appears in Chandogya Upanishad. The story of Ashpati of Kekaya appears in Chandogya Upanishad. Vedangnas are also known as Smriti literature because they are of human origin. There are 6 Vedangnas: Shiksha, phonetics; Kalp, ritual; Vyakaran, grammar; Nirkut, entomology; Chandas, metrics; and Jyotish as astronomy. So Chandas are also known as Chichundas. The Vedangnas are written in the form of sutras. Of all the sutra texts, the only one handed down to us is in the Kalp Sutra. Kalp Sutra is divided into Srot Sutra, Greh Sutra, and Dharma Sutra. Which sutra deals with the great sacrifice of Agni, Som, and animal? It is the Srot Sutra. The sutra dealing in domestic ceremonies and sacrifices performed by the householder are covered in Greh Sutra. The historians are mainly concerned with Dharma Sutras. Laws of Manu are in Dharma Sutras. The oldest book on Indian geometry are called Salva Sutras and are connected with the Srot Sutras. The women in the early Vedic age enjoyed a equal status with the men of the society and attended Vedanta. When Yayati, a Kshatriya king, married the daughter of a priest, it resulted in Pratilom marriage. While Purushukta of the Rigveda mentions the Chaturvarna system for the first time, another text repeats the same theory, which is the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The tribal confederacy of the 10 kings formed against the Bharatas consisted rulers of well-known tribes, besides those from 5 lesser-known tribes. These were Puru, Yadu, Turvasa, Anu, and Dhruyu. Which priest was responsible for the organization of this confederacy? When he was dismissed by the Sudas, the king of the Bhartas, it was Vishwamitra, and he was replaced by Vashisht. Which of the assemblies were known as Narration, or one that cannot be broken? It was the Sabha. The Rigvedic Samnas were popular institutions conducting different type of tournaments. How many times the word Varn is used in Rigveda in the sense of birth-based social division? Nil, not even one time. The dasas in the Rigveda have been described as anasai, or those who are flat-nosed, avrat, or those who do not obey the ordinances of God, akrutu, or those who do not perform sacrifices, mridvacha, or those whose speech is indistinct, krishnavach, or those who are dark-skinned. Which god is frequently referred to as Atithi or guest in the Rigveda? It is Agni, and it is also known as Hotri, Havanvahana. The Hiranyapanas or manas of Rigvedic were gold pieces used as media of exchange. The Rigvedic deity who is assigned to all three spheres of the celestial, atmospheric and terrestrial is Travishtri. Parsnath, the 23rd Tirthankara of the Jaina tradition, belonged to the ruling family of Kasi. The non-Aryan tribes mentioned in the Atriya Brahmana belonged to the South India were Andhras, Pulindas and Sabras. Who was the goddess of decay and destruction and death? Nriti. What were Brahmodyas of the later Vedic age? These were debates organized by rulers like Janaka, and we know about Yajnavalkya and how Gargi defeated him in one of these debates. Match the following: Brahmins, Agni and Brihaspati; Kshatriyas, Indra, Soma, Varuna and Yam; Vaishyas, Rudra, Marut, Vasus; and Shudras, Pushan. So these are the gods and these are the castes. What were the Sutras of the later Vedic age? These were the grand sacrifices. The Mrityu theme appears for the first time in Satpat Brahmana. The text that shows that symbolic sati was practiced by the Aryans is in Arthaved. The Upanishads that deal with the transmigration of the soul is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The anti-Vedic and anti-Brahmanic teachers of the later Vedic age were known as Shamanas. Mother of the Daitya, who were native tribes opposed to Vedic religion, was Diti. The elusive goddess of forest and creatures was Aryani. Mother of cattle and herds was Ela. Personification of the world of spirits was Asuniti. Pragnihotra or fire obligation through breath as a substitute of basic rite is in Kaustiki Aryanka. According to Rigveda, Panis engaged in trade and commerce. The later Vedic terms Swarajya and Vairagya were used in the sense of republic form of government. Earliest mention of ashram system is in Atriya Brahmana. First clear reference of three ashrams is given in Chandogya Upanishad. First clear reference of four ashrams is given in Jabala Upanishad. The word Kusudin used in the Satpata Brahman was used for the Arsarar. So match the kingdom with the rulers. Gandhara was Nagnjit, Kekaya was Ashpati, Kamboj was Apumanya, Vidarbha was Bhim, Nishad was Nal, Kuru was Parakshit, Panchal was Pravana Jaywali, Matsya was Dhavasen, Kasi was Ashsen, Vidya was Janak. Which of the texts of the later Vedic age give us classification of the types of governments? It is the Atriya Brahmana. Which of the Vedic texts give us detailed description of the Upayana Samskara or sacrament? It is the Satpata Brahmana. How many times the word Jana in reference to tribe occurs in the Rig Veda? It is 275 times. Which of the tribal assemblies were involved in the elections of the tribal chief? Samiti. Rig, Yajur and Samveda are together known as Trijnan. Which post Vedic Upanishad was the first to deal with the concept of Trimurti. Maitreya Upanishad, which Samhita refers to the king as Visamatta or eater of peasants. It is the Artha Veda. Who among the artisans were allowed to wear a sacred thread? It was the chariot makers. Soup Sutra is related to cooking, and a easy way to remember soup or soup. So you can relate cooking with soup. The tribal assemblies having redistributive functions was Gana. Vedic text dealing with the plowing rituals at length was Satpatha Brahmana. The Brahmana that describes the Brahmin as a seeker of livelihood and an acceptor of gifts, but removable at will, is Atriya Brahmana. Horse bones have been discovered at the painted grey level at Atranjekhera, Bhagwanpura and Hastinapur. The Battle of Ten Kings was held at the banks of Parushni or Ravi. The Ratnavamshi ceremony was carried out as a part of the Rajsuya ceremony, which Brahmana mentions the eastern and western seas for the first time. It is the Satpatha Brahmana. Which animal was not known to the Vedic people? The tiger. The unit of value used by merchants of the later Vedic age were Nishka, Krishnala and Satmana. Which mandala mentions the word Shudra for the first time? It is the 10th. Which Rigvedic god is considered to be upholder of the cosmic order? It is Varun. India was divided into 5 parts in the Aittiriya Brahmana. Which of the Vedas mention the word Gotru for the first time? Artha Veda. Which tribal assembly is considered to be the oldest? It is Vedanta. Which work speaks of kings as legends? It is Aittiriya Brahmana. What was the earliest form of tax? It was bhag or spoils of war. What mentions Rajsuya, Ashmega and Vajpaya for the first time? It was the Brahmanas. How many gods were worshipped by the Aryans during the Rigvedic times? 33. Which mandala is dedicated to Som? 9th. Match the following. Maruts was god of storm, Usha goddess of dawn, Pushan protector of cattle, Aditi goddess of eternity, Duhitri milker of cows, Gogna cow killer, Aganya not to be killed refers to cow, Vapta barber, Suta charioteer, Suturdi Satlaj Parushni Ravi, Vitas Jhelam, Dev giving the girl himself to the priest in lieu of fees. This is about the marriages. So Dev marriage was giving the girl himself to the priest in lieu of fees. Then Brahm marriage, giving the girl to a man with dowry. Prajapatya was giving the girl to a man without demanding a bride price. Arsa giving the bride to a man after accepting a price. Samakhya was Kapila, Vasakhya, Kanda, Nyay, Gautam, Yoga, Patanjali and Minimasa, Jaimini. The story of Vedic Madhva is contained in Satpatha Brahmana. The doctrine of Trimurti is found in one of the last mandalas. What is it? It is Maitrayani. Who crossed the Vindhyas and became a torchbearer for the Aryan culture? It was Agastya. Which mandala gives an account for the formation of the universe? It is the 10th mandala. So friends, this brings us to the end of this particular chapter on the Vedic society, and around 190 of the most important questions have been covered. So I hope you have liked this particular video. If you have liked it, do subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon for notification of new videos. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video from UPSC Logics. And do press the bell icon for notification of new videos if you're an old subscriber. Thank you so much for watching, and Jai Hind.